And parental abuse could include emotional abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, financial abuse, and just general welfare abuse. And it's just so funny because talking about these things sound like a taboo or seem like a taboo because it challenges the normalized negative cycles and the dysfunctional community and society as a whole. Parents aren't just an authority over our lives, they are also the foundation of our values, of our morals, of our ethics as human beings. When that becomes a dysfunctional relationship and foundation, it tends to alter every life experience we have, both in our personal lives, in our social lives, in our corporate lives, and just life generally, even the relationships we have with ourselves. And our whole quality of life reflects the quality of the parental responsibility and care that we've received in our lives. Nobody wants to be held accountable. Nobody wants to face difficult truths. Nobody wants to have difficult conversations. And it boils down to why? If we want a better society, if we want a more functional society, if we aspire for a society where people are more humans than inhumane, why aren't we having these conversations? Why aren't we having these conversations? That is why when you meet amazing people, you're like, who are your parents? I would like to meet your parents, because that is the first point of, that is where this person must have learned this from. That is why when people meet someone who's well behaved or an outstanding person, you're like, I'd like to know this person's parents. I'd like to meet your parents. And also vice versa, when you meet horrible people, you're like, who trained you? Who are your parents? Now, the point of this message isn't to call anybody out, but to shine light on the dysfunctional parenting that has become so normalized, and to also make us accountable to ways that we can do better as a collective. It is a very difficult conversation that needs to be had, that needs to be faced, because we can't say we want to do better but we ignore the roots of problems. We can't say we want better fruits when we aren't addressing the disease at the roots of the tree. That doesn't work. Parental abuse is a system, a very toxic system that needs to be addressed. It is a sum total of consistent abuse, and it leads to dysfunctional individuals who then go out into the community as a whole and become to be the bad fruits of the society, or begin to extend these negative traits or negative influence they've gotten into other people. This is part 1 of the parental abuse series. Stay tuned for the following parts. I love you as Christ loves the church.